Hello and welcome to Marine Pollution 101. My name is Rachel and this is my video. We all know that climate has begun to shift over the past few decades, and scientists have begun to understand the long-term effects and anthropogenic influences on major environmental systems. Let's get started. Adverse human activities come in many forms, both hidden and apparent, and often begin their negative influences on a local scale. Coastal development, marine construction, and global shipping are only one form of human activity that creates anthropogenic pollution. Understanding what the marine environment and corresponding ecosystems is important when talking about marine pollution and what it affects. A marine environment includes oceans, estuaries, salt marshes, coral reefs, and rocky intertidal shorelines, continental shelves, and deep ocean features like seamounts or rifts. The majority of physical pollution is found in these coastal areas adjacent to human development, and actually, nearly half of the world's human population lives within 100 kilometers of the coastline, making coastal environments especially susceptible to anthropogenic pollution. And being aware of these natural processes and interconnectivity of marine systems can help scientists to understand the importance of protecting the natural environment from pollution. Now that we've looked at the marine environment, it's important to understand the marine ecology. Marine ecology is a branch of ecology dealing with interrelations of organisms living in the ocean, shallows, coastal waters, and on the seashore. Organisms interact through the role they play as producers, consumers, and decomposers. That being said, there are primary energy-producing organisms such as phytoplankton, secondary consumers like fish or filter-feeding animals, and third-level consumers or marine predators, and even decomposers, the microbes that break down the organic matter. Without understanding the ecosystem in a diverse biological, chemical, and physical manner, the health of our marine and terrestrial environments will continue to decline. In fact, coastal habitats account for 1/3 of all marine biological productivity, and some estuarine ecosystems are among the most productive regions on the planet. Before moving forward, we need to make sure that we understand that contamination and pollution are synchronous, because without pollution, contamination would not exist. Contamination is used to describe the fact that a certain chemical compound is present in a certain habitat or the organism living there at a concentration higher than the normal or the background value, and this is due to non-natural causes. Pollution is then defined as any form of contamination in an ecosystem with a harmful impact upon the organism in the ecosystem by changing the growth rate and the reproduction of plants or animal species, or by interfering with human amenities, comfort, health, or property values. So overall, marine pollution is defined as the introduction by man, directly or indirectly, of substances or energy into the marine environment, resulting in such deleterious effects as harm to living resources, hazards to human health, hindrance to marine activities, including fishing, and impairment of quality for use of seawater and reduction of amenities. Understanding the difference between contamination, pollution, and marine pollution gives us the knowledge to explore the root of the problem and ask, what are the major sources of pollution in the marine environment? The land, which is where the majority of pollution comes from, either runs off or discharge, is 44%. The atmosphere, airborne emissions from land, is only 33%. Shipping and accidental spills is 12%. Ocean dumping is 10%. And offshore mining, oil, and gas drilling is 1%. To expand on this, the land-based sources that are pollutants are nutrients, sediments, pathogens, toxic chemicals that include metals, pesticides, industrial products, and pharmaceuticals. Since the Industrial Revolution, there has been more pollution from companies, sewage treatment plants, and agriculture. Some examples of accidental marine pollution are the Exxon Valdez oil spill and Deepwater Horizon. However, more daily pollution on the water is discharged from vessels, bilge water, leaching from anti-fouling paints from ships, and leaching wood preservatives. Operations of agricultural can release fish waste, anti-parasitic chemicals,
and antibiotics. The atmosphere pollution can happen during burning of coal, which can be deposited into the ocean that releases metal mercury as a gas. During the burning of fossil fuels, nitrogen will take the form of nitrogen oxide and pollute the air, which later will be participated and become a water pollutant.
The hardest thing about pollution is that it is globally spread and very difficult to clean because of the massive amounts and the way they chemically bond with the seawater and the environment. The water, dirt, and animals all distribute the pollution around. Once the pollution makes it into the water, the currents and organisms can carry it over large distances. Another way the pollution is carried is when it bonds with the sediments and other organic contaminants. Plastic is one of the most common pollutants that everyone knows about, and we see it everywhere. However, there's a certain type of plastic that is causing large issues in the environment. They're called microplastics, small fragments of plastic debris that have accumulated in the environment on a global scale. They are mainly anthropogenic debris, and they started to be reported in 2004. They have been found throughout the oceans, shorelines, surfaces, and seafloor sediments. They also accumulate in unknown locations, for example, ocean gyres and in shipping routes. The small plastics are released through agricultural operations, point and non-point source runoffs, and from spilled pellets and powder, and also cosmetics. Marine pollution is a global scale problem and is a hazard for the environment, animals, and us. Pollution has become a more studied topic, and many are becoming more aware of the problem. With the heightened awareness, many organizations like NOAA and the IMO are working together to create new programs and regulations to help face this problem. It can be done, but we do need to pick up the pace, and everyone needs to actively try to help in the cleanup of our globe.